Hey everybody, this is Paul from Forge Narrative. Today I want to talk about the Armiger Warglaive. This is the thing that comes in the new Forgebane box set, which is a starter set in the truest sense of the word. There is a campaign style narrative to it, but it also comes with the 40k starter set, or the 40k base rules, and as an aside, it comes with this neat print in the box. Like, the box art gonna look great in your gaming area. That is awesome. Again, also the core rules. But I want to talk about the Armiger Warglaive. This thing is probably about the size, a little bit shorter than a Dread Knight, about the size of a Dreadnought, comes up to about where the elbow is on a regular Knight. This thing took about maybe 30 to 40 minutes to build. It has multiple head options, and it comes with 2 of them in the box. The only weapon option on this thing is the heavy stubber or the melta-gun, but as you can see, I didn't even glue that in. It just fits into the hole on the top there, and I can sub it out as I like. The thermal spear and the Reaper chain cleaver are the only, I say are weapons, and they're 0 points each. So the base cost on this thing is 223 points. You have to pay for the heavy stubber or the melta-gun. But that's the only thing. So the heavy stubber being 4 points puts it at 227 base points for these things on the cheap, and you can take up to 3 of them in a Forcework slot. So you're able to get more, more bang for your buck in that slot, and especially if you're including them in other detachments. It may not be a full Knight army. They have a 14-inch move. They're strength 6 base, but that only matches for the Reaper chain cleaver, which is ×2 strength. They're giving them strength 12. That weapon is neg 3 AP, 3 damage apiece. Pretty strong if you ask me, with 4 attacks. This profile does degrade, but the attacks don't change. It keeps that 4 attacks the whole way through. It doesn't have Titanic feet, which is, being smaller, I guess we could expect that, but you're going to be relying in close combat, at least on this Reaper chain glaive or chain cleaver, and it's 4 attacks the whole way through, which is cool. It does come with its own decal sheet. I think this is interesting, again, to personalize and customize and use. I use these things throughout multiple armies, especially if I'm having a cohesive theme or I just want something to look a little bit different than what the stock maybe the next guy has. Comes on 3 sprues. I could easily see this thing being sold in packs of 2 or 3 or what have you, but I thought there might be more parts to this, but as the kits get more and more advanced, they're able to do more in a shorter amount of space, and so that helped again with the amount of parts. And again, it didn't take that much time to build. Especially if you only have a few minutes a night to hobby, you can get one of these things cranked out. So there are 2 of them in the box set, which is cool because of the multiple heads and what have you. 12 wounds, 5+ invulnerable save, T7. It does have a 3+ armor save as well, so it can rely on that. Building this thing, there was 1 part mislabeled. It was the handle here, but being the only thing that has that in the box and on the sprue, you're going to be able to figure it out pretty easily. On that perfect kit, easy to build, no time at all. It comes in the box set for the Forgebane box set with 2 armies, the Adeptus Mechanicus and the Necrons. Necrons coming out, or at least up for pre-order next week. We're going to be talking about them. Please check back. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, please do. As far as the Armiger goes, I like it. The points values, it seems like it's maybe right in that sweet spot for points about kind of what we were expecting it to be. But the utility it fields, I do like it. I mean, this thing is able to really run across the table, and your opponent pretty much has to deal with it. And with 12 wounds, with a 5+ invulnerable save, and the 3+ armor save, and being T7, it's going to be slightly difficult to deal with, especially when you run them in multiples. So if one of these gets through on an elite unit or a vehicle or something your opponent has, or even it could even run up and threaten things like the Primarchs or other big demon princes with that 3 damage, it's going to create some decisions for your opponent, and I think that's all you're wanting to do. You're wanting your opponent to have to react to what you're doing on the table. I think this thing definitely fits the bill. It was I said a very nice build. It has lots of these armor plates and detailed paneling lines that are really going to help this thing stand out and be a fun thing to paint up. I'm going to enjoy running these things around the table. I think it's pretty neat that you don't have to glue this thing in as being the only weapon option. I'm sure that the next time we see this kit, it will come in multiple build options, or a box set of 2 or 3, or these arms could easily be any weapons. I would expect us to see some upgrade kits in the future. But until then, I think it's going to be fun running these guys around. Thanks a lot for watching.